Welcome back to another episode of Aunt and Andrew with Family's Everything.
Until it's not. I'm Aunt.
And I'm Andrew.
Hi, Andrew. How are
Hi,
you?
Aunt. I'm doing well.
Well, I'm going to tell you, I love Las Vegas, and I've actually been on one of those gondolas.
Oh, I loved it.
I have been. It's a fake river, a fake Venice, and a fake gondola. And when the guy started singing, well, what are they? The padlock.
Yeah.
There's a name for him, but I can't think of it. Yeah, chauffeur. There you go. Water chauffeur. Is where it's perfect acoustics. Like that's why no matter what he was going to sing, because this was his time on TV. And there is a spot as you're going down the Venice, whatever. It's supposed to be Venice. It's It's a fake hotel. And well, it's not a fake hotel. It's the Palazzo. And
I know. I know.
And you've been there. Okay.
No, I haven't. I've never been to Vegas, but
you've never been to Vegas.
You know that we talked about this.
Okay. I forgot. Okay. And at that spot where he started to sing, it's perfect acoustics. And that's why he was going to do his little aria.
Amazing.
Yeah, it wasn't bad, but everything about Vegas is fake. And I just want to say, I thought it was interesting when they started that Dorit is actually FaceTiming PK.
Oh, yeah.
But when they showed Kyle, he was just an M.
He was driving.
I've driven and FaceTimed, haven't you?
Yeah, but I think that's okay. He was driving. I thought that at first, but then when he said like, I don't know where I'm going, like that made sense.
Yeah, I don't know. It's just everything's strange with
I also have to say, I don't think Mauricio, as weird as it is, I actually think they're being really healthy with their divorce. Like you don't see them screaming. It's just that they're like not in a good place and they've outgrown each other and it's really sad. And I feel that way when Kyle talks about it. I actually think that Kyle, like I'm sure you can understand, I empathized a lot with Kyle in this episode.
Well, yeah, with the drinking and everything.
Because it changes you.
It does change you. And she doesn't want to go to all these events because there's drinking and she's not drinking anymore. And I almost didn't. Here's the thing. Okay. Some people have a legitimate drinking problem.
Yeah, of course.
I don't know if Kyle had a drinking problem.
No.
She just liked to drink.
Or she doesn't like the person she is when she drinks too much. So her way of avoiding that is to not drink.
Okay.
Like it doesn't serve her.
But I don't think it's right whether you're a full-on alcoholic who's like in the gutter.
Mm-hmm.
Or if you're just someone who feels like alcohol isn't healthy for you anymore.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't like when Garcelle and Erika have both said to her, like, how long is this going to last? Yeah, like, how long is this going on? I think that's terrible. I just do. You're supposed to be there to support. It's not your business. If somebody is partaking too much, yeah, it's your responsibility to say, maybe you should lighten up a little bit. But if they're not drinking, and they feel like they have a problem, even if you don't, you shouldn't be saying, when are you going to drink?
Of course. No, yeah. I couldn't agree with you more. I mean, I've had people recently been like, so you'll never have a drink again? And I'm like, what part of this do you not get? Like, I think some people just don't. I mean, I have had so many people in my life that have told me like, you have to just control yourself. And in my mind, I'm like, duh, that's the problem, you idiot.
Yeah, I can't.
Like, come on.
Yeah,
like,
I totally get that.
And so I think with Kyle, like, I don't think it's the booze that is like the addiction. I think that what it is that
the clarity.
Maybe when she, like, I think that I'm sure she has many a times when she would drink and she didn't drink too much, but I think that life is not easy. And as you get older, life becomes exponentially harder, just with things, physical, mental, losing people, not to talk about yourself, people around you.
Yeah.
And I think that for her, she realizes that maybe she used alcohol as a way to cope. And even though it wasn't something she was dependent on or something she was addicted to, I think as you start to go through hard times, like you've never been a heavy drinker. So like, I feel like when you drink a little too much after your mom passes away, it's a healthy way to cope because it's not like you're using booze to cope or to deal with things in your day-to-day life all the time.
Right. I understand.
Whereas when you're in that routine, you're always at parties and events. It's very easy to use the substance that's being thrown in front of you at all these events to just help you like not feel any of the reality of your life.
Yeah. Well, I think that some of her problem. I'm not sure what came first though with her. That's the thing. I don't know if she gave up drinking anything and this caused the problem, or if she was having issues and that caused her to stop drinking.
Maybe.
I don't know which came first, and I think it does make a difference.
I think that maybe like what I'm thinking is that maybe I think that she may have gotten to
I'd like to
something
know
could have happened, but
drinks.
I think that her real kind of like facing the music and like her soul searching work around her and Mauricio has happened when she's been sober.
Yeah. And she's a different person.
You can tell.
Yeah, totally. I had a little bit more sympathy for her. I think she is definitely going through something. I
also don't think she's romantically involved with the girl. I actually don't think she is
yet.
I don't know. I just think that she's found someone that like,
it's just weird that she found a girl with all those tattoos and she's getting tattoos. That's what makes me skeptical. I'm just saying, all of a sudden you're getting a bunch of tattoos and this girl's covered in tattoos. That's my biggest, for someone who's so into her body and how she looks.
Kyle's also not stupid. Like, we also have to remember there could be like a financial reason here too. Like, she could be using this as a way to make this girl Morgan more popular. She might be getting a cut of something. Like, this could all be like part of like Kyle. Like, I don't know. I just think that there aren't a lot of room. Like, when you're at the level of Kyle and Kim Richards and Kim Kardashian, and you're in that like Beverly Hills scene, like the paparazzis follow you like crazy. They come out with stories all the time. Like, look at Mauricio and his dancing partner. Like, there would be more out there about Kyle and Morgan that I think
maybe they just don't do it in public at all. They don't go out. Maybe
they act like partners, but without the sexual part. Like, maybe they're just really good friends and Kyle's leaning on her because she's going through a divorce.
Yeah, I don't know, but I thought it was interesting. All of us showed up in this episode. And you know what? All of us got caught up in the Rachel game.
Oh, of course. And that's like, I just wish that like,
who didn't get caught up in Rachel's game? That's what I want to know. Sort of amazing. I watched the trailer about 15 times now.
I haven't watched it yet.
Oh, they don't do anything. That's the funny part. That's what,
you know, that someone wrote under the posting, Ariana's probably going to be the villain this year. And you know, she commented underneath it and said, "That's okay. I'm sure I will be. It's all good with me."
Oh, she loves the role.
She doesn't care. No, I think she's like, I think that she's not Tom's sidekick anymore. And so like all of the built up annoyance and anger that he was always more famous, got more money, probably was the bigger personality, that she's like, this is my shot to show people exactly who I am. And let me tell you, she's taking this Dancing with the Stars thing
she's doing great. She got 9s and 10s this week.
Her tango was amazing.
Yeah. I'm just saying she's good anyway. She was a princess at Disneyland. What do you want?
Exactly.
I mean, that's how I feel. Okay, let's talk about the Gillies. I didn't know Gillies was still around. It used to be a thing like 30 years ago. Gillies is still around. First of all, Kyle and the stupid hat. You know, the hat became a big thing last year when they were all in Aspen and the whole bit. And that 6,000, all I could hear was 25,000. That was in my head. 25,000. That's all. I
love your sunglasses. Do you? 25,000. Can you believe it?
25,000. That's all I could hear when she said 6,000. But I realized this episode that the Resorts Hotel they're staying in is owned by Conrad Hilton. I wonder why they're staying at a Hilton. Conrad Hilton was the name of what is the
brother?
Baron. No, Baron is the brother, but his grandfather. What is Hilton? What's Nikki and Paris Hilton's father's name?
I don't know.
I don't know either. He's Kathy's husband. His father was Conrad Hilton.
That's nice. Do you know that Kim Kardashian's evaluation on her just came back at 1.7 billion? She just another 500 million was added because of this year's investments in Skims.
Wow, well, Skims is on fire.
Oh, it's everywhere. And also, let me tell you something.
Because I've tried to get a few Skims and they're not in my size. They'll tell me they'll notify me when they're back in stock.
I already knew that. Mary Cosby told me.
Oh.
That they didn't have it in your size.
Yeah, that's funny. That's so funny. Okay. This I've noticed things. Now, first of all, the glam game is just a lot for me. That's another kind of fourth wall that they finally introduced. They always showed the glam squad when they were at their houses, but they haven't showed the glam on vacation. That's always been that mystery, the glam.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? Except for like Erika had took her people and stuff like that, but they've always hidden the glam, and the glam game's out full on.
I love it. I love how Garcelle goes, I'm tired. Should we have some Coke?
Yeah, and they meant Coca-Cola. But I want to say when the glam team is filming them and everything, and then like this episode, the pictures will come out. It must be awful hard to keep track of all these pictures. I'm just going to say, because like last night and yesterday, they were releasing the pictures from this event, which were months and months and months ago. I don't know how they keep track of all this. That's all I'm going to say. And Erika's hat was so distracting. It looked like a lampshade to me. I'm sorry. All I could think of is the Christmas Story with the leg in the window. It looked just like that. The rim of it looked just like that. And it kept on shaking, and she looked like a lamppost.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, a lampshade. Yeah.
I didn't care as much about the hats. You're really into this.
Yeah, it was too much, the hats. And you know what? I'm over Crystal's birthday too, by the way.
Well, it's over. They're back.
Yeah, thank God. And the bull riding. Oh, let's talk about the bull riding. Like, I mean, there were like 40 seconds of bull riding, and it became a whole segment.
I glaze away these days with Sutton. I can't stand her.
No, she's well. What is she on? Is she just drinking too much? Because they did show her at her house after the fact.
Was so
at 1 o'clock in the afternoon that she was having her grapefruit juice and
that was a lot of that was a very heavy pour.
She can't drink that all day, and it's not going to work for her.
And do you think Avi quit after she was so mean to him?
I don't know. We haven't seen him. I do want to say that at the bar, I wrote down that Kyle had Heineken Zero, and then there was a Belvedere, and there was a kettle with the grapefruit juice. And they, these, I told you before, these girls look good for girls who drink heavy. Because it's hard to look good. Matthew, there was a whole, they were talking about
Ozempic.
They were talking about Matthew Perry this week and on Radio Andy. And they said Matthew Perry would say, if I was skinny, that means I was getting high. And when I was fat, I was drunk.
That makes sense.
Yes. So it's kind of interesting to me that these girls can drink as much as they do, and they are kind of drinking heavy and stay so slender. So I don't know if they eat.
I think that it depends on what you drink. Like if you're drinking like vodka with like barely anything, and it's like just like there's not a lot of calories there, depending on what you're mixing it with, how you drink it. I don't know,
but they look good.
They do look good. I mean, I have to say, and I'm sure you have too, I have had an elevator open before and been shocked at someone that's waiting. Like, or me too. How many times have you been like at a wedding weekend or something, and then you like the elevator opens and it's someone you know? So it happens. I'm
going to tell you the most shocked I've ever been when an elevator opened is when Andrea Bocelli came out.
Exactly. So stuff happens like that. I don't think Erika planned it.
Well, it's hard to plan an elevator.
It is.
Elevators are not predictable.
Unless she was like, get in the elevator
and just ride up and down,
or just like keep the door open.
I don't know.
You're going to hear us. No, that's too calculated.
I don't know. You know what? Either way, it was good TV. And it set Sutton on such a spiral. She is not stable. All right.
I mean, name them.
Name them what?
Name them.
Who?
Name them.
Who?
Name them.
Name the times I've been okay.
Name him. Kyle couldn't say a word. She was trying to name him, and Sutton wouldn't let her. Every single time she started talking.
Well, no, you already get to Kyle after the fact. I think we need to talk about what happened in the van going to the.
Oh yeah, of course.
I mean, every single one of them was like gazing out the side, like, is this girl batshit crazy or what? I mean, if you watch it. After that, I mean, Sutton did feel like a caged animal. Okay. But Sutton's not stable. I don't know what has happened to her. No, she has had other incidences, like with the roller on her face at wherever they were, Lake Como, Lake Tahoe, Lake Havasu. I don't know what lake. And then the thing with Ed Renner's house over the pants. I mean, she has had her moments.
How about Erika's whole entire situation?
Oh yeah, she went crazy with you're right, with the lawyer and she was worried and the whole bit. Yeah. But let's face it, Sutton has no sex appeal. Everything Erika said, and I love Erika's on Lent, is everything Erika said is true. That girl don't have any moves. That's why she's not getting a second date. That's all I can say. She is a frigid woman.
All I'm saying is a good thing that we don't have Erika showing up at Angie K's Easter and when Lent's over and screaming at Linda the mother, because that's when the fighting would be off.
Yeah, I mean, everything about
you like Sutton, Erika this season.
Well, because she's being honest, and maybe because she was living a lie for a few years. It's hard to be honest when you're living a lie. You spend so much time trying to cover up the lie. Mm-hmm. So maybe, and I do believe what she was talking about with Crystal and everything, and with the girls, is that I went from having everything and not thinking about it, and now I have to worry about my money in a way I never did before, and that makes you real and still try to be let's face it, she's a vixen.
Well, I mean, think about it.
She's a seductress.
The past 2 years, Erika's situation with her husband has been out there in the public.
Right.
Up until this season, she has not been, in my opinion, at peace. And I think that it just reiterates the idea that, she was winning cases during that. She was she was having wins.
Right. She was having wins.
I think that
but still broke. Wins, but broke.
Well, of course, she'll be broke for a very long time. She has to rebuild money. But I just think that it doesn't matter what it is. You do not move on from the situation in your life, whatever it is, until you have fully taken full responsibility for the situation. That doesn't mean you have to take responsibility for it, but you do have to acknowledge what went down, how it went down, what went wrong. You cannot keep any parts of your story hidden. Right. If you truly want to move on. And I think that she has finally gotten on top of her problems. She's standing on top of her problems now. Whereas last year she was still trying to navigate, how do I keep this good girl? How do I keep this persona of being Erika Jane? How do I keep this persona of being rich, but also have sympathy, but also be being sued? And it's no, your husband did something wrong. You didn't do something wrong. But you had to deal with the repercussions because he was your husband. You did that. And now you're moving on. But you had to get through it all before you moved on.
Nobody's talking about is she can't get divorced from him. She's married to Tom Girardi.
She knows that, I think.
No. But I mean, we're forgetting this. She'll talk about Tom, but you can't divorce someone with dementia.
I know.
So she's married to Tom. So then I started to wonder, who's paying for Tom's facility? Does Tom have any money? Is she paying for Tom to be in where he is? Those were the questions I started to think about. His brother runs all that. His brother runs all that, but what's his brother running on?
I don't know. I have no idea. I don't think Erika.
No, I don't either, but you have to wonder. But Erika is married, and that makes for an interesting dynamic. I'm just saying. And so she does, I think, she's still in unknown territory. And she's still, even as she tries to move forward in her life, is still being held back by her past.
Oh, yeah.
She still has an anchor of Tom, whether we like it or not.
It'll be forever.
She
said that. She said that. She actually said, I'll have to live with this for the rest of my life.
Yeah, totally. Do you believe that Kyle is an actual friend?
To who?
Sutton.
I think they were friends.
Do you think that Kyle is actually Sutton's friend? Like a real friend? Like she was a friend to Taylor Armstrong? Like she's a friend to Dorit?
I think she likes Sutton. I don't know if it's anything.
I don't think they're real friends. I'm just going to tell you. I think Sutton believes that they're real friends, but I don't think that Kyle is a true friend.
Well, I think Kyle's reevaluating her friendships and her relationships across the board.
With everybody across the board. Oh, that could be true. Yeah, that could be true.
Garcelle is showing me just more and more how amazing she is. I think Garcelle is the top level of class. She is, even when the guy was singing, she couldn't continue talking because she felt that she needed to listen to him sing. And that for me is you can't make that up.
It was his moment.
No, but that's respect. That's how you're raised. Yeah. That's how you're that's how you operate your day to day. That's not putting a face on for the camera. That's not trying to do something to make yourself look good. And I also think that we continuously see Garcelle and I only say this because we see it all the time of people using the race card to their advantage.
Mm.
It's like she really has a very, very, very mature, but also responsible way that she navigates the conversation around race.
Yeah,
And
I think she's super intelligent.
I just think it's very, very refreshing.
I agree.
To see someone with that kind of a platform where we see people mostly with platforms pushing their own agendas the way they want to push it, not thinking about like, okay, how should I talk about this in a way that's going to actually make change to the way in which like Black women are portrayed or treated.
Yeah,
and I think
she's done a great, masterful job.
She tries to guide people and teach people and learn and like make things better, not just complain and try to like create fights. Like I don't look at her as
she never did, even from the beginning.
Never.
Yeah. You know what else? I think Sutton is lonely.
Oh yeah.
I think she is drinking heavily. Now, there's an example of someone drinking heavily. And I started to think about the cast. So Crystal has young kids and a husband.
Oh yeah.
And Dorit has a husband and young kids.
Okay.
And Garcelle has teenage boys and a career.
Okay.
I mean, like outside of housewives, you know? And Erika Jane, let's face it, she's busy banging every night of the week and trying to pay her bills. Yeah. She's out and she's having a good time. Yeah, her son's grown and everything. She might be a little lonely, but she has a lot of partying around her. I mean, I think she's dating a lot and all this. Who did I miss? I feel like I missed a housewife.
No, Crystal.
No, we talked about Crystal has a husband and young kids. Sutton, I don't think he has anybody.
Avi.
Yeah, well, Avi's dumped her.
No, she dumped Avi, apparently.
Yeah, one or the other, but I think she is drinking heavily.
Oh, yeah.
And I think that it's going to present itself as the season continues.
Well, we'll have to see.
Yeah, we will have to see. So
Sutton's my mess.
Mess. Sutton is a mess.
The prettiest and the most put together mess I've ever seen, but she is a mess.
You think she's pretty, Sutton?
No, I just think she tries.
No, I don't think she's ugly. Let me say that. No, she is.
She cares about the way she looks. She has big fashion. She's Dolce's friend, all these different things.
Yeah. No. She has great fashion and everything, but she is there's something different.
Yeah, she's having a moment.
It could be menopause. I can say that, you can't. But there's something going on with her. I don't know if she's taken something or hormones or she's drinking too much, but she's a different person. And it's there. Either she is a different person or they are editing her to be what she always was.
Yeah, maybe.
Who knows? All right.
Who knows? Well, thank you all for tuning in. Follow us on Instagram. We post lots of great content.
Yes.
You can subscribe, like, comment on our videos, share it with a friend or two. And you know what? Have a great weekend.
Have a great weekend.
Bye.